Today, we're going to reason through state and private ownership of airlines without hesitation, repetition, or deviation starting now. The debate over whether state ownership or private ownership of airlines is better has been ongoing for decades with strong arguments on both sides. Each model has distinct advantages and drawbacks that influence how an airline operates, performs financially, and serves its customers. Let's explore both ownership structures in detail, considering historical examples and key factors. State ownership of airlines was the dominant model throughout much of the 20th century, especially in the post-World War II era. Many national airlines were established during this period largely because of nationalization trends and geopolitical considerations. Governments invested heavily in their national carriers to ensure the availability of up-to-date aircraft and to provide national prestige on the global stage. A flag carrier often served as a symbol of a nation's identity and economic power, promoting trade, tourism, and connectivity on a global scale. One key advantage of state ownership is the financial stability it can provide. Governments have often provided direct subsidies or capital infusions to state-owned airlines, enabling them to weather periods of financial difficulty, such as during economic downturns or oil price shocks. These airlines are less vulnerable to bankruptcy because they can rely on state support for survival, as seen with Air India and Pakistan International Airlines, both of which have operated at a loss for extended periods due to governmental backing. Although efforts are ongoing to privatize PIA, and Air India has already been privatized and is under the control of the Tata Group. Moreover, state-owned airlines are often tasked with broader social and economic goals beyond profit maximization. For example, they may be required to operate less profitable domestic routes to ensure regional connectivity or provide employment to a large workforce, even when doing so is not financially sustainable. Many developing countries have historically maintained state-owned airlines to help integrate remote regions into the national economy and support tourism, trade, and diplomatic relations. However, one of the major criticisms of state ownership is inefficiency. Because these airlines are backed by government funding, they may lack the competitive drive to streamline operations, control costs, or innovate. Additionally, political interference in the management of these airlines can lead to poor decision-making, such as excessive employment, overexpansion into unprofitable routes, or delayed fleet upgrades. These inefficiencies often result in significant financial losses, leading to frequent bailouts and subsidies from taxpayers. In contrast, privately owned airlines operate under market-driven principles with a primary focus on profitability, efficiency, and customer satisfaction. This model became more prominent with the wave of privatizations that began in the 1980s, particularly in Europe, North America, and Asia. Airlines such as British Airways, Lufthansa, and Japan Airlines transitioned to private ownership during this period with the goal of improving operational efficiency and reducing the financial burden on governments. Privately owned airlines are often more competitive and cost-conscious than their state-owned counterparts. The pressure to turn a profit forces these airlines to continuously seek ways to improve operational efficiency, reduce costs, and invest in modern fleets. The focus on financial performance has led to innovations in areas such as pricing models, route optimization, and customer service. For example, the rise of low-cost carriers like Ryanair and Southwest Airlines demonstrates how privately owned airlines can excel in specific market segments by keeping costs low and passing savings on to passengers. Private ownership also fosters greater accountability to shareholders and stakeholders. Airline executives must demonstrate financial returns and growth, leading to more disciplined management and decision-making. For instance, Air Canada, after its privatization, was able to restructure itself to become a leaner, more competitive airline without relying on government intervention. However, private ownership is not without its challenges. Privately owned airlines are more exposed to market risks and are vulnerable to financial shocks, such as fluctuating fuel prices or global recessions. Unlike state-owned airlines, they cannot rely on government bailouts to sustain operations during difficult times, making them more susceptible to bankruptcy. Moreover, private airlines may prioritize profitable routes and customer segments, potentially neglecting regional connectivity or services that do not provide immediate financial returns. In conclusion, there is no definitive answer as to whether state ownership or private ownership of airlines is better, as both models have their strengths and weaknesses. State-owned airlines often benefit from government backing and can focus on broader social goals, but they tend to suffer from inefficiency and financial mismanagement. On the other hand, privately owned airlines are typically more efficient, innovative, and market-driven, but they're also more vulnerable to financial instability during market downturns. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button, leave your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more aviation content.